Hey y'all, welcome back. Bienvenido, mis amigos. It's been a busy week here in Mexico City. As I was beginning to think about the theme for this week's video, I dropped my phone, and when I did, the screen hit the floor and went black. So this presented a particular challenge. I've become very dependent upon my smartphone for many of the tasks that I do in my everyday life, and in particular, the task of producing this weekly video podcast. So all of a sudden, I'm without that device, and I'm faced with the challenge of how do I deal with that situation? So the phrase improvise, adapt, overcome is the slogan of the U.S. Marine Corps. I didn't know that. In actuality, the first time I encountered it was in a meme. Two people having sex in the shower, and the guy had on a snorkel because the water was hitting him in the face. That meme has always made me laugh, but I never realized it had a practical consequence. So the first thing we're going to try is get out there on the street and see if there's anyone who can repair my smartphone. What do I always say? Let's do this. Improvisation literally means working without a script. And that's what I'm doing this week. My smartphone with the broken screen is what I use to write my script. And so instead, I'm just working with the idea in a way that is fresh and in the moment. So what happens when we improvise? We may have a general idea of what's going to unfold, but the truth is, we're really winging it. And what that means is we have to trust our own instincts and where they lead us. So I found a place online that does phone repairs, and it's pretty close to Narvarte, just over in Alamos. It gets 5-star reviews online, so that's a good sign. We're going to see if we can find it and if they can repair my phone.
If you were down,
Okay, here's the street. Let's see if we can find the business and if they're open. Here's the place. We'll see if they do the repairs. Okay, so I just talked to the guy and he said that right now they don't have service because of the contingencia. So the only businesses that are really open right now are the cafes for takeout and the pharmacies and medical services. So I hadn't really considered that. It looks like it's going to be difficult with the contingencia to find a repair service that's open that can work on my phone. My next option is to look for a new smartphone. I've been considering getting a phone with a Mexican number for some time, so this could be the opportunity to make that happen. And that brings us to the second concept for this week's video. Adapt. When you're improvising, you never know if what you're trying is going to work out or not. And that's where you have to be flexible. It's kind of like you're in a stream of water and you go with the flow in the direction that has the least resistance. Of course, you're also using your own intuition and guidance to find a solution to your problem. So I am adapting to this situation. Since I couldn't find a place that was open to repair my phone, I'm going to go in the direction of a different desire. I've been wanting to get a phone with a Mexican number for some time. Now's my chance to explore that possibility. I have an interesting history around phones here in the city. When I first moved here almost 3 years ago, I had an older phone that I would take with me as I would go out on the streets to work on my art. So one day I wasn't paying close attention as I went on the metro, and I had the phone in my back pocket. Well, 2 stops later, I noticed that my phone was gone, and the thief got away without me even noticing. So I got a new phone. And what happens? Well, within a week, I'm on the metro bus, and I'm giving my attention to someone else, when I really should have been paying attention to my environment. So what happens? A thief takes my phone, this time out of my front pocket. I notice almost immediately after it happens, and I chase him out of the bus and down the platform, but he gets away. So that's a good lesson. From that point on, I've learned to be careful and to protect my phone as I'm out on the city. So what happened after those phones were robbed? I became really attached to my phone, to protecting it, and to seeing it as a source of my livelihood. Probably I became too attached. So recently, I decided to reframe that, to look at my phone as a tool that I'm using, as something that can help me, but not as something that's all important. Well, almost immediately after that is when I dropped my phone and the screen broke. All right, don't judge me, people. I'm going to Walmart. I'm gonna check out their new phones. I went there last night, but it was almost closing time, and they had already removed all the phones from the display. I still don't know if a new phone is what I want to do, but I'm gonna explore that option. So yeah, I got my new phone at the Walmart. It's going to help me to get back to being creative and productive, to reestablish my connectivity with the outside world. Whenever you improvise and adapt, it doesn't mean that life is not going to present you with new challenges. In fact, life will continuously present you with challenges to overcome. That's how we grow. And so this is a new challenge for me, one that I'm excited to tackle. So hey, don't be afraid to let go of those things in your life that are not working anymore. That broken cell phone, an abusive situation, or that thing that's holding you back. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Step forward into that new adventure. Learn how to use that new cell phone that's in Espanol. And sometimes, well, you just want to try something new. So that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. Hey, if you enjoyed it, hit that like and subscribe button down there. I look forward to your comments, what you have to say on this subject. We'll see you right back here next week. Peace.